Welcome everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a reading today for the full moon in Aquarius. So I wanted to base this reading today, of course, on those energies, but on your soul connection. So we're going to, just kind of separate the energies of divine masculine, divine feminine, whatever you guys are resonating with. Go ahead and take that portion of the reading. But I do tend to say he or him for masculine and she or her for feminine. It's just the way that I channel, but the majority of my viewers are feminine, so I'm going to be doing it from the feminine's perspective. Okay, so I was just doing some research on the internet, and I just like to see what other people are saying about the full moon, and I ran across this article on refinery29.com, and it just fit perfectly with today's vibe. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article to you guys, just so that way we know exactly what this full moon in Aquarius is about and how we can take full advantage of it, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. The full moon in Aquarius wants you to practice forgiveness. I love it. So this is talking about when it comes to matters on a personal level, it's essential for people to give others the benefit of the doubt and practice forgiveness. More importantly, we need to give ourselves one more chance to believe in the goodness of others. This marks a good start towards mending and healing the pain and trauma that we are all experiencing at this moment in time. Paradigm shifts, compassion, justice, and ethics are themes that we may experience during this full moon. It says, together we can create the society that we want to manifest. And we're wanting to manifest rights that we deserve as human beings. How will you use this energy to make a better world for yourself and others? Think about these questions under the illumination of this full moon. We have the power to transform the universe. Let's do it. Gosh, when I read that, you guys, I just was so moved because that's really what Aquarius is all about. It's about the collective. It's about all of us together as an energy. So I feel like if you guys identify with either being a light worker or a starseed, but you don't have to, I feel like this reading could really speak to you today. And it's all about your energy. It's about your side of the street. Yes, people screw up, people do things, we have issues with people. We're not always supposed to, just because we clear our energy, actually have certain people in our lives. Sometimes that is a very healthy boundary that you do need for yourself. But it is about the energy that you're holding within you. That's important. And that's what we're talking about today. So whoever this person is, whether you see them as a counterpart, a twin flame, a soulmate, karmic partner, it really doesn't matter. We're not focusing on labels here. We're focusing on the energy. You feel connected to this person. You wake up daily and you maybe think about this person, or you feel their energy, or you're affected by this person. This doesn't even have to be a lover, you guys. This could be a family member or a friend. So just use the messages and apply them to your situation. This is for your empowerment and your healing. It's not to keep you guys stuck or hung up, obsessing on anyone. This is really for your own healing. So anyways, you guys, that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. I'm going to just go ahead and let you guys know what I'm using as I shuffle each deck. Everything will be listed down below. And let's just get into it, you guys. Okay. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at the masculine's energy and just see where is the masculine in this connection at this time in his vibration. Okay, when I say he, I understand it could be a her, but just take that as it resonates. So this deck actually was created by a fan. Okay, so it's one of those kind of no-name decks. That's why there's no name on it. And it's funny because a lot of people, since I started using it, are like, I want to buy this deck. As far as I know, it's not for sale. It's a one-off. It was a gift. So anyways, I just want to let you guys know. That's probably why I won't list it down below, because it's not for sale. But anyways, let's go ahead and see where the masculine is currently at this time in his vibration. Where's the masculine at in his vibration? We have Michael Myers. My favorite of all time. Family matters. Look at this. Okay. So there could be some things going on with the masculine when it comes to his family. This could be current, or this could be, that there's still this old energy, old traumas, whatever this is, stuck in the energy of this masculine. What else? Grady twins, haunted by memories. Wow. Okay. So I've been doing some readings lately about, you know, the divine masculine haunted. What's interesting is I actually have I have some creations coming up connected to that, so that's very much in my energy field. But what are the Grady twins? The Grady twins are connected to family, so I just feel like there is this energy, maybe either of a father or a mother figure in this person's life that has either created some sort of stress or trauma in this masculine's life, whether it was directly done to him or he was affected by this. There is this memory that still haunts this masculine. So the vibration right now is haunted, okay? And then we have the other side, Pet Cemetery. Okay. So the other side, what is the other side? The other side is about death. It's about somebody being on the other side. I feel like this masculine could have lost someone, lost a parent. So there was not time to maybe come to terms with something. There was not that time to do that forgiveness in person. Maybe this masculine is currently doing something as someone has, you know, is already gone, you know. There's this real blocked energy I feel for him. And it could be that this is a sibling as well, because obviously these two girls are siblings. Somebody could have lost a sibling, and this could have really affected this masculine on a very deep level. So there's some sort of trauma I feel that still needs to be released on his side, and this is affecting his just progression in life is what I'm seeing here. And the other side to me is like getting on the other side of this shadow, getting on the other side of this trauma. So now we're going to go ahead and go into my Mystics Midnight Oracle and see what else we need to know here. What else do we need to know about this masculine current vibration? Yeah, so we've got the grave. I feel like for some of you guys that there's something that is gone. There's someone that has either passed away, or there just is something that feels like a death for this masculine, okay? So he's now haunted by this ending. He's haunted by this downfall. This could, of course, also be his own behaviors or his own actions that created a downfall in his life. He could have terminated something, or something could have been terminated with him. And because of this, it's now this empty energy that he's left with. Because I'm also getting too, it's like haunted by a ghost. But a ghost could be someone that's still alive too. Now we have doll parts. Torn to pieces, scattered, discarded. There is a song, isn't there a song by Courtney Love called Doll Parts? There could be something there in that particular song connected to this masculine. But it says torn to pieces, scattered, and discarded. This could either be the actions of the masculine, or this is how he feels. He feels like he is broken. He feels like he has been torn to pieces. He feels scattered. He feels maybe unloved. There could also be a story where this masculine grew up in a household where there was someone that passed away, such as a sibling, and this masculine just did not get the affection or the attention that he needed because the parents were constantly in a state of grief over the lost child. That's a very interesting story. And we have Cannibal Clown, hunger, yearning, appetite. Okay, so I also feel like this masculine really hungers to feel whole. Yeah, whole. Isn't that the name of the group? Whole by Courtney Love. Doll Parts. I don't know, you guys, as was coming through. But yeah, the masculine, and even though it's spelled completely different, but the masculine, I do feel desires to feel whole here. Does not want to feel this brokenness, does not want to feel scattered. But at the same time, can't help it because he may not have the tools. He may not know how to go about this healing. He may not know how to kind of retrieve these broken aspects of his soul. That's what I'm seeing here. So there's like a hole, another hole in the soul here that masculine can't really seem to retrieve. All right, let's go ahead and go into my Mystics Midnight Tarot and see what else we need to know here. Hierophant. Yeah, it has to do with family. Whenever I see the Hierophant or the Ten of Pentacles, those are my family cards. Even Ten of Cups too. But yeah, family card here. Hierophant. Core values. This is about our belief systems. This is about what we grew up believing, okay? How we were influenced by the values that were instilled in us as kids. Doesn't mean you can't break away from those cycles, but sometimes those things are so ingrained and so embedded, it's very difficult to undo a lot of either if it was psychological, damage, or just belief systems that might not be the greatest. But I just feel that at this masculine's core, he is having a very difficult time. And I also am picking up on the energy that this masculine could right now be trying to undo a lot of stuff. He's really questioning his belief system. He may be doing something completely different spiritually than he was, when he was younger. I just feel like he's trying to find himself. He's trying to figure out who he is and what he believes now. That's what I'm getting here too. Yeah, well, there's the 10 of Pentacles. So I just said that. It's definitely this energy of home, okay? I do feel like this masculine does want to feel settled in this life. I also feel, too, that the Hierophant can sometimes be about someone, because it is connected to the sign of Taurus, and Taurus is about money and finances. And it's also about, your family. I do feel like this masculine does want to maybe break out of a cycle of maybe doing something different than he was raised, or maybe he even wants to kind of mimic what he had growing up. So if he had parents that were, just together, even still together today, I feel like maybe he is trying to kind of figure out, is that what I want? Is that would be good for me? But maybe isn't quite sold on that. So I feel like there's some detachment. There's some major isolation. There is something about this masculine that may have issues with commitment, because I feel like the Hierophant is all about, honoring your commitments and doing the right thing. And I feel like this masculine really struggles with doing the right thing. It's almost like his family or the people around him have something in mind for him, but it's like he beats himself up because he doesn't truly feel like that's what is right for him. He doesn't actually feel that that's what it is. So it's like this identity crisis I'm getting here for masculine, okay? This masculine can also be very focused in the material world to the extent that he's not really making like an emotional connection, even though he hungers for it. I'm getting here. He hungers for it because he didn't get it growing up, or there was a parent that was absentee. So it doesn't mean he didn't get any love, but maybe he didn't get it from either the mother or the father that he really needed it from. So this has created an issue for him. Yeah, look at that, guys. 8 of Demons. That's the 8 of Swords. Chained down in this thought process, really stuck, unable to break from these chains of the past. Okay? So I feel like I like that the Hierophant is here, because the Hierophant is telling me here that as the masculine goes through these changes in his life, he is going to grow. He is going to see things differently. He is willing to open up his mind to try to go about things a little bit differently to hopefully get a different result. Okay? But I feel like his main focus perhaps right now is finances, money. That's where he feels comfortable. That's where he feels safe. Emotions, not so much. Okay? So if you're dealing with a masculine feminines, if you're watching this video, I just feel like something has transpired here in his upbringing, and it's not to blame everything on the upbringing, but there is something here from the past. There's a trauma, and I just feel, as we're in this full moon in Aquarius, what is this a time for us to do? Address these traumas. Look at these traumas. Look at what is chaining us down. Look at what is causing us to maybe even fight. So if this masculine is angry, if this masculine is really projecting a lot of his anger or his frustration onto other people, like his viewpoints or his judgments about how he thinks the world should be, I'm actually getting here that it's coming from his trauma. It's actually a trauma response. So if this masculine is giving his opinion or fighting or, having arguments with people, I feel like that is because he is stuck. Okay, so he's eventually, I feel, going to be able to break those chains, but he might actually have to learn the hard way is what I'm seeing here. And sometimes that happens. I know in my life I've had to learn the hard way with a lot of shit. It's just the way it goes sometimes. So that is masculine's energy. So let's see where you're at, feminine. Where is your energy currently at? What's your current vibration? Let's take a look at that. Feminine's current vibration. We have Leatherface, imposter syndrome. Wow, that's interesting. So I just feel, you guys, that some of you feminines probably feel like you just don't know who you are, or like, what does this all mean? You know, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? I just feel out of sorts. I just feel like I can't really connect with, just certain things. So you might feel like a little bit of an imposter, or you might feel afraid, like that if you do something, that it's going to come from a place that maybe, you're going to be judged, or you're worrying too much about what other people think about you, so you're not making certain moves, is what I'm seeing here. And that's a really difficult thing. And I've definitely suffered from that too, for sure. What else? Ghost-faced, deal with your past. Okay, so we are getting in this reading, you guys, that there is something from your past that might be, it's like a belief system. This could have been a judgment that was made on you, or something that was projected on you by someone who had their own crap to deal with. But there could be now something where you have taken on this issue, you have taken on this judgment, and you are now kind of like it's in your energy field. It's affecting you in a negative way. It's affecting you where now you've got to deal with either clearing this, or just, kind of coming to the conclusion that people, when they say or do things, it's really about them. It doesn't mean that it's not about you, because that's kind of an untrue statement. Sometimes we are acting like assholes. Sometimes there are things that we're doing that are really selfish and manipulative. So sometimes when people call it out, it's not about them, it is about you. Okay, so I don't want to say that completely across the board. It never has to do with anything. But most of the time when people are being ugly and hurtful, that's usually people projecting their own traumas and their own judgments. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So if you guys have dealt with someone, especially if it's been connected to the masculine, we're not even there yet. This is just your general vibe, with or without masculine. But if there is something that has happened to you that has caused you to feel small, has caused you to feel like you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you don't believe in yourself, whatever, there's some kind of thing in your past that needs to be addressed here. We need to address or heal this trauma. We need to kind of go back and figure out, where did that belief system come from? I remember, for me personally, being in the 3rd grade, and it's so interesting that this particular memory is so vivid for me. I had a teacher in 3rd grade, my 3rd grade teacher, call me out in front of the class. And she just made me feel so stupid and so small, and belittled me in front of everyone. And what that did throughout my life is it made me feel so small that I was afraid to admit that I didn't know. So I remember going through school and never asking questions, because I was afraid, never wanting to clarify if someone said, okay, do you understand? I'd lie and say I did. I didn't. So I really, really struggled. I ditched all of 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. I never went to school because I just felt like I sucked. I felt like I was just so stupid. So that's an example of what something from your past can do to you, what one moment in time, how that can affect you for the rest of your life, And I still struggle sometimes when it comes to auditory processing, where people are telling me something and I'm just like, I don't quite get it. But I'm an adult now, and I'm not as afraid like a child to say, I don't understand. Can you explain it again? So obviously I've cleared that, but there still is that little voice that says you're such an idiot. You know what I mean? So it's just really hard. So anyways, that was just an example. And we have Crypt Keeper. Someone's keeping score. Interesting. Okay, so when it comes to, you know what? I almost feel like it's you who's keeping score, meaning like you're looking at things that have been done to you and you're holding on to it. And that is very easy to do because we don't want to forget our traumas because we want to, that's what helps us move forward when dealing with new people. Like, ooh, yeah, you know what? I don't want to go down that road again. Or, ooh, yeah, I didn't like the way that felt. So I'm not going to make that decision again. So of course, on some level, you're going to want to remember those traumas, but I just feel like this is something that's keeping you stuck. You are holding on to something and you refuse to let go of it because somebody slighted you. And it doesn't make it okay what someone did, but thinking about it and maybe thinking about how you're going to get even, if that resonates, it's not going to resonate with everybody, or holding on to this and just defining yourself from that moment, that's really going to hold you back. So you're being asked to deal with whatever has happened to you instead of keeping score, instead of being pissed, instead of continuously reacting out of that trauma. You're being asked to deal with it instead. Deal with why it makes you feel small. Deal with why it makes you feel like crap. Deal with why it brings out rage or anger in you. Deal with that. Remember, we got to feel it to heal it. And that is what I'm getting here for you guys. So that is your current vibration. Just take it or leave it. So let's go ahead and continue. Actually, we're going to go into a different deck. We're going to go into the Forever Autumn deck by the Spiritual Sagittarius. Okay, so we have cookies. Ooh, I love this. Recipe creativity baked with love. That's really cool. Okay, so what I'm getting with this here, you guys, is that with that imposter syndrome, because I'm connecting these two cards together, I really feel like we can get creative with this energy. I feel like some of you guys feel like you don't have spiritual gifts. What's my gift? You know, what do I offer to the collective? Okay, we all have our own gifts. We all have something. And the thing is, even if, let's just say, you don't have a particular talent, something that you feel like you're good at, like, you know, drawing or decorating or, you know, a particular skill. I mean, we all have something, but even if you're sitting here going, I really don't have anything, what you do have is love. Okay. So that's the recipe. And I feel like this is a really cool message coming through during this full moon in Aquarius, because remember, you guys, this is all about the collective. What can you do in order to create a positive shift in this collective? You can be more in the energy of love. And it's not about love and light, spiritual bypassing, what everybody did to me, it's okay, keep shitting all over me. No, it's not that kind of energy. But it just means that you're loving yourself more. You're infusing yourself. That's the recipe. Okay, that's the recipe, is loving yourself, nurturing yourself, figuring out what you can do, just spending time doing things that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be perfect. I remember, you know, I will probably never finish this book. And even if I did, what makes me think that I'm ever going to publish it? I mean, who knows, right? I don't know. But when I write, sometimes I'm writing from the perspective of people that are going to read it. How about I just write it for myself? Once I've shifted that, it's amazing how it's just pouring out of me now. It just feels so nice because it is something that is exciting and fun and creative for me. So it's not about always doing for an audience or doing things because you need some sort of, confirmation from people that you're good or that it's good enough. Just try doing it for yourself. That's where that energy shift lies, where you're not going to feel like you don't belong, or you're not going to feel like you're not good enough. When you start just infusing more love, that's the recipe, infusing more love into what you do and just doing things because you love to do them, not because you feel like you have to do them or because you're, trying so hard. I'm getting here that's really where that energetic shift is going to start to take place, you guys. That's beautiful. So let's see. The ghost face, deal with your past. We have water. Yeah, there's something that needs to flow. And I kind of like this because this could be giving you a really good idea for a ritual. And whenever there's a new moon or a full moon, I love to do rituals because the energy is so potent with the moon. So I feel like you guys could even use water to your advantage. You can write something. You can put it in some body of water and let it flow away, and that right there is that ritual of cleansing, that process. You could even do like a sea salt bath, a cleansing bath, a bath ritual. ritual, whatever this is, you're cleansing yourself. You're watching all of that old energy go down the drain. You know, again, you guys, it's all about your intentions that you set during these rituals. That's really where the energy is. It's in your energy field. It's in your power. That's what makes it special. But I feel like you guys, there's something that does need to flow away from you. There's something that does definitely need to be cleansed and purged with that water energy. Because what does water do? Water cleanses. Water also flows. It flows things away. It's a constant stream. You know, we're not like staying in stagnant water. Water is flowing. Why? So that way it could be refreshed with fresh water. So I feel like there's something in our past that we can really make an intention on, even, you know, today, and just say, you know what, I'm going to do this ritual and I'm going to use this element of water. Maybe it could even be we're purging, we're cleansing, we're crying those tears that we need to cry in order to refresh ourselves and let something go. So it's really beautiful, actually. No ticks. Sorry, ticks trying to get the cord. All right. Crypt Keeper. Somebody's keeping score. Do Haunted Mirror. Yeah. I feel like this, because when I first saw the Crypt Keeper, I thought this feminine is probably thinking about something from the past and keeping score, really thinking about something that happened to her. And now, of course, you've got to feel it and remember to heal it. But we really need to take a good look at why we're still, thinking about this over and over again. Where is it getting us? Or it's like, okay, feel it to heal it, but don't feel it to torture yourself. It's time for us to look in the mirror and say, you know what? Either it was about me, so there's giving me an opportunity to do something so I can shift, I can change something. There's some truth in what somebody said. There's some truth here. Or, you know what? That wasn't about me. That wasn't about me at all. So instead of me absorbing that and seeing myself through this person's ugly lens in life, I need to put on my love glasses for myself and start seeing me through that lens, because that's who I truly am, is this person that is infused with love, not this person that this individual or whoever in your life thinks of you. It's like what you think of me is none of my business sometimes. And that's a good way to shift. So I hope that there was something in there that resonated with some of you guys out there here. We're going to go ahead and go into the tarot now. This is a new tarot deck that I just received here. It's called the Halloween Tarot from Divine Love Healing. So let's see what else. Ten of Swords. Yeah, look at that. I feel like it is time to cycle something out. It's time for you to be more loving to yourself. It's time for you to, instead of focusing on the pain of all the swords in your back, it is time for you to infuse your life with more love. Okay? Spend more time doing things that you enjoy instead of focusing on all of this pain. Yes, we need to feel it. We don't need to do a spiritual bypass here, but I feel like some of you guys have suffered long enough. It's time now to do something fun. It's time now to just make a shift, because something is holding you back, and I just feel like it's this past pain. Past betrayal, past sadness. We have the King of Swords. So this could, of course, be connected to this current time, because King of Swords is Aquarius. So I feel like this is an excellent time. I'm not saying everybody has to do it, but really consider doing some sort of a ritual or taking a shower or taking a bath as a way to rid yourself of this old energy. And just literally just imagine that it's being washed down the drain and that you're ready to start fresh tomorrow, which is, I take the lessons from my past, I take the wisdom with me, but I'm no longer willing to take this pain with me. I'm no longer willing to take my past with me in a negative way. I'm no longer willing to give my life and all of my power over to this old past pain and trauma and this ghost. I'm going to deal with it once and for all. This no longer has power over me. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's a very empowering ritual. With the Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is beautiful. I also am getting here mirror work for some of you guys. Really look in the mirror and tell yourself how much you love yourself. This right here, it's a mothering energy. It's very nurturing. So you're being very nurturing and caring with yourself. You're caring for yourself like you would a child. I feel like you're nurturing your inner child. You're doing some inner child work. And I'm getting here that this will really help you to start being more loving. Because if you can't be loving with yourself, you're not going to be able to be loving in the world. And remember, you guys, this is a collective energy. So this really matters. So your energy really relies, the collective relies on your energy. So if you're not feeling good about yourself, you're not really adding to the collective. You're actually responsible along with other people for keeping things down. It's like all kinds of things right now that are happening in the world, whether it's religious or political or just, anything, laws, things like that. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate being spread constantly. People have their opinions on this or that. And gosh, I think I've said this before, like I've even experienced it here in this collective where you say certain things and there's a repercussion for that. And then you have people that just come at you and they attack you and they're so freaking nasty and trollish. That's not a word, but I'm making it up. These freaking trolls, dude, holy smokes. It's like, I just don't even get it. I seriously do not get it. It's just like, move on, man. I would never go into someone's comments and say some of the crap that people are saying. It's just ridiculous. But, again, you have to realize that, maybe there's a consequence for things that you've said. And then there's just ugliness, period. And maybe it's not about you. So it's like the more that we just practice staying in our own lanes and not lashing out at other people, then we're going to actually add something positive to the collective. And I've been up and down, of course, with my different feelings. I've felt this, a lot of the times on my journey. I've also been the King of Swords, which is, that's it. Everything's just, there's, we're going to do it this way. And then I've very much been the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is beautiful energy too. So it's just all about finding that balance, you guys. I love it. So I hope that was helpful to someone out there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the energies here of the shadow. So what shadow or what energy challenge does this masculine have tied up with you, the feminine? Okay, this deck is called the Shadow Work Oracle. Okay, this one wanted to pop up, so we will take it. Okay, so I feel like this masculine is very much affected by his inconsistency. So he's very inconsistent. It says inconsistent. Think about your thoughts, actions, and routines are inconsistent. Does it serve you well on a daily basis? I feel like this masculine's energy is just kind of all over the place. And remember, this is about the feminine. He's inconsistent with how he feels towards this feminine. He does not always feel solid. He's not always in a good place. He's also not always in a negative place either. But he's very inconsistent and up and down with where he is at with this feminine. Why? This is my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. Okay, Three of Rage is Three of Wands. I feel like, first of all, the Three of Wands is about something in the future. It's about, we're looking out into the distance and we are looking for something to basically complete. We're looking for that Four of Wands, that stability. I feel like before the masculine can even get there with the feminine, he sabotages it and he burns it down. He might even feel like the future, it's too unknown or it's too much work to fix the foundation that may have been sabotaged or burned down. So he just continues to create this sabotage energy for the future. So it's like you guys can't even really get to the next step because the masculine is too busy just burning it down. Yeah, the Imp of Decay is the Page of Pentacles. Feels fruitless. So I just feel like when it comes to offering anything solid at this time, I feel like this is where this masculine is at. He doesn't feel good about himself. He feels fruitless in his own life. And so, of course, is not going to feel good about a new beginning with feminine or just really, anyone. And then we also have this Page of Wands, Imp of Rage, Temper Tantrum. So what is this energy? I feel feminines, if this masculine has said certain things to you, has lost his temper, has been cold, distant, or even angry or hostile towards you, I'm telling you here, it has something to do with him. It's not to absolve the feminine from any wrongdoing, okay? Because remember, sometimes what people say is about us, but I feel like in this particular instance that there's something inconsistent and imbalanced with this masculine. So his messages to feminine, what he says, his conversations, his messages are going to be to sabotage things. And the pages are they're children, they're immature. So right now, when it comes to how the masculine is acting towards the feminine, he's really projecting a lot of his shadow onto her. He's projecting a lot of his fear onto her. He's sabotaging it before it can even begin. So I just feel like that says a lot. It explains a lot about this masculine currently. Makes sense. So let's see where the feminine is at with her challenge, blockage, or shadow with this particular masculine. Boundaries. You know, what's funny is that I was kind of talking about that earlier. You know, sometimes we do need to remember the trauma, because when we remember things, we think to ourselves moving forward, you know what? I didn't like how that happened last time, or I didn't like the way that felt. So I'm not going to do this again. I do feel, you guys, that there is something that this masculine has done. So it makes sense that you would want to keep score and remember it. But remember, it is about balance, though. You don't want to allow this shadow or this maybe rage or anger, if you have that. Not everybody does. Whatever has happened, though, you want to make sure that you get to a peaceful place. And the peaceful place doesn't mean, oh, he can just do whatever he wants and treat me like crap because he's my masculine. It's not that kind of energy. But it just means that you guys are healthier in your own state of mind and healthy with yourself, to where it's not affecting you. It's not ruining your life. You're not needing to sit there and check his social media to see, has he gotten his? That's that keeping score. So now it's coming to me. You're not doing that. Because why? Because you have a life. Because you have better things to do. Because you don't need to sit there and keep score on if this masculine is learning his lessons or if he's coming back. Why? Because you trust. You trust in this process of life. You trust in the laws of the universe. You have faith that whatever is meant to be or whatever's going to happen will be. So you're not the scorekeeper here. That's what that keeping score was about. Now I'm understanding it. Okay. So Spirit is telling you here, don't check the social media to see, does he still love you? Is he still thinking about you? Has he gotten his? Is he miserable? Is he losing everything? There's no reason to do that, because if you're doing that, then that means that you're focused on him. Spirit is saying you need to be focused on yourself. And when you're focused on yourself, you're automatically in a higher vibration. If we're constantly looking for someone or checking up on someone, that is a low vibration, because I guarantee you, we're going to be triggered by something. We're going to be triggered if something happens, or if we see something and we don't like it, or we get hope but then it doesn't change, or something doesn't happen. He's not reaching out. All of those things are screwing with your vibration, Divine Feminine. So you're developing healthy boundaries to make sure that you're emotionally and mentally stable. It is okay to say no. As in, it's okay right now for you to close yourself off to this experience with this masculine. Now, energetically, you're still feeling it. Get into a good vibration with the energy that you're connecting to this masculine. All right. But you don't have to say yes to the physical connection. You don't have to say yes to having this masculine in your life. You can say no right now. You can say to yourself and the universe, you know what? Right now, I don't think it's a good idea for this masculine and I to actually be in each other's lives. Why? Because I have some work to do. He has some work to do. That's okay to say that. You can still unconditionally love someone, and you can still have love in your heart and forgive someone, but still say no to them. Remember, we're not doing a spiritual bypass. It's not okay for you to treat me like a freaking doormat. It's not okay that you're with someone else and that you still want to be with me. It is okay to say no to people, even though you love them. Yes, I love that. All right, what else? Queen of, our Siren of Rage is the Queen of Wands. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting here for some of you guys. You have something that's happened to you where you're pissed. Maybe you feel scorned, you feel burned by this person, okay? Big time, all right? But remember, you guys, it's what you're going to do with it. Are you going to make the pain matter? Are you going to transmute this bitch of an energy? What are you going to do with this? Are you going to let it burn you up? Or are you going to do something with that fire? You're going to do something creative? You're going to do something motivational? You're going to do something to better your life? That's what I'm getting you need to do. Yeah, you're not going to be no freaking prisoner. The Four of Decay, Four of Pentacles, hell no. Four of Pentacles means, we're just feeling like we can't let go. We're feeling like we are a prisoner of our circumstances. So, of course, there you go. I mean, that's always an option. It's always an option to stay stuck. It's always an option to let what's happened to you affect you in such a way to where it takes away from you living your life. Absolutely. You can do that. You have the free will to do that. But I'm getting here, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You're tired of the rage that you might feel. You're tired of this cycle. It has either been a burden for you for too long, or it's just too heavy, and you just want to be happy. So if you can't find any resolution right now with this masculine, I'm getting here that the energy that you're holding on to, you're exhausted. You don't want this energy. You want to shift more into a peaceful place with yourself and with this masculine. You're doing it for you, though. You're not doing it to get anything. You're doing it because you just want relief. You want this either rage or this sadness or this pain to end. And so you're willing to unlock the door of this prison cell is what you're doing, okay? You're learning something about being healthier, a healthier version of yourself, putting up healthy boundaries. What did I learn from this? It's not about blaming. It's about taking accountability. Because it does take two to tango. It really does. Nothing really happens, unless we consent to it. That's even me just saying that's not exactly true. There's always a fine line between statements like that, because sometimes people are victims and they had no part in it. You know what I mean? So I don't want to say that, but I'm saying for the majority of us, if we enter into a consensual relationship with someone and, they end up, saying something, but then we don't listen to that inner voice, and so we do whatever they want us to do anyways, or we say yes when we mean no, or we don't speak up when we should have. I'm talking about that kind of stuff. So when things go awry, we do have to take accountability that, you know what? I knew something, but I chose to ignore it. Or I knew I shouldn't have accepted that treatment, but I did it anyways. This gives us opportunities to learn. All right. So anyways, you guys, that seems to be some of the shadows that both you and masculine are kind of holding, connected to this connection. So this full moon in Aquarius is giving us an opportunity to address these things so we can lighten our load and be lighter for the collective and the world as a whole. That's why we're going into this, so we can see how we can start to make the shift. All right. So what's spirits right now? What spirits are here in this connection offering their assistance for healing? Let's take a look at this. We're going to go ahead and go into my Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck. What spirits and energies are surrounding this connection right now, offering opportunities for healing and to make shifts? I love this, you guys. Look. The spirit of the elephant is the community, okay? It is the collective. It is your tribe. That's how I see elephants. It's your spiritual tribe, your spiritual family. So I feel that, first of all, I feel that Spirit's trying to say that you and this masculine, you and this person were connected and met each other for a reason. You're here to, clear something. You're here to raise the vibration, and you're doing this through, the hardships that you're going through your own healing and your own ability to basically forgive and to, forgive not only them, but yourself first and foremost. So this experience is happening for you. It's not really happening to you. It's happening for both of you. And I also feel like all the people that you guys are meeting along the way are also adding to the plate. So now we have the Spirit of the Cross, burden, hardships, lessons. This is connected to Saturn's energy, Saturn, right? So I also am getting here that it is a cross to bear. We're having to hold this cross. It's a burden. It's a hardship. But again, there is some sort of lesson in all of these hardships. So it's about extracting the lesson here, extracting the lesson from all of the darkness. Can we do it? Can we see the silver lining in this situation? So we're being offered this opportunity to see it as a burden, to be victims, or to be survivors and see the silver lining. We're being offered that. And that Spirit of the Elephant is also about other people that have gone through similar things. So if you guys are listening to this right now, you're listening to not only the messages, but sometimes I share my own personal struggles, and that's how we help each other, is by identifying that, hey, you know what? I'm not the only one. Other people are going through this too. That right there is a spiritual tribe. Ooh, Spirit of the Witch, love this. So this is about manifestation. This is about realizing that we are the sorcerers of our own lives. Now, of course, we're co-creating with the universe. There's certain laws of the universe. There's certain things that, we do that have a reaction. But this is about us getting really in alignment with our own magic, in alignment with our own abilities, with our own powers, and realizing that we do have that. Jeez, I'm so sorry, you guys. My God, that scared the crap out of me. Stop. Okay, now we have my gargoyle going off. Shit. I got spooked in my own reading. I don't know what that meant. But anyways, we have the power to basically create the shifts and the changes that we want to see in our lives. Now, remember, I always have to remind you guys this. We don't really have the power we can influence other people, yes. But when it comes to other people, they do have free will. So if you attach what you want, your wishes and your desires to another person, just realize that there are just going to be consequences with that. Okay, because sometimes it can actually work in the opposite. So if you're doing some sort of like a ritual or a spell or affirmations or visualizations, where you're wanting to be with somebody, but they don't want that, or that they have other things going on in their life. I'm going to have to move this gargoyle. Sorry, guys. What I was saying here is that, if somebody else doesn't want that or they're not available, just because we want it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. And sometimes energy can be felt in the opposite of what we're trying to create. That person could suddenly become repelled by you. They might feel your energy as just attacking them. So they might run for the hills. So you just always want to be careful with the way that you're using or trying to manipulate change. All right. But if it's about you and it's about the things that you want to do and you want to accomplish, you're in alignment with that because you are giving your free will over to that particular intention. So that's really what I'm talking about when I say, the magic within you. You can create anything that you want. It's about you. It's not necessarily about other people. All right. So anyways, that is what we have so far for the energies that are a spirit that is surrounding this situation, that you guys basically have the power to create these changes and to learn the lessons and to lighten the load and to connect with other like-minded people on your journey along the way of learning this and being enlightened. So this is the Earth and Sky Oracle here that I created. What other energies are around this connection, helping it or influencing it? Ooh, we have the owl. I love this. The owl with the witch. How amazing is this? So this says, guardians of the underworld, keeper of secrets, embraces shadows and insightful and perceptive. I love this because it talks about the dark and the light, okay? Both are necessary. We need both in our lives. It's not all about just love and light. It is about being comfortable in our dark and our shadow as well, because that is a part of us. It's the yin and the yang. It's the balance of both. So it is about getting comfortable, facing our shadows, embracing them, not being afraid of them, because whatever it is that you're afraid of, you guys, is usually going to have the opposite effect. It's going to create more fear. It's going to multiply. It's going to do the opposite of what you're actually trying to accomplish. So I feel that when you're comfortable and you can embrace who you truly are, or you can say, you know what, I have that feeling, but I'm not going to shame myself for having it. There's a reason that I have it. I'm only human. That is embracing your shadow. Okay. Then of course you can go to the dark side and say, I have all of this rage and now I can inflict this on others because, this happened to me. So now I'm going to do this because, I'm a victim. That's getting swallowed in the shadow. We're not dealing with the shadow at that point. Now we're just projecting the shadow onto other people. It's like abused people abuse, or people that have been abused usually turn around and abuse. Not all the time, but sometimes they do. That's somebody that hasn't cleared that shadow. That's somebody that has not cleared that wound. So there's always that too. But remember, this is about the shadow. Ooh, we have the snake. Ooh, we have the owl and the snake with the witch. Wow, there could be like a particular goddess that some of you guys are working with here, a shadowy goddess, which is not negative. It's not scary. It just means a goddess that is, embraces the shadow. So we've got Hecate. There's also Persephone, Medusa, Circe, things like that. Look up there's more, but there's just a couple of goddesses that are coming through there. But it says wise and discreet, beautiful and sexy, private and elusive, cunning and devious. Snake energy. I do feel like there has been a betrayal here. I did see the Ten of Swords earlier. And now the snake, snakes can sometimes be deceptive, but also I see the snake as being connected to Lilith. All right. The Garden of Eden, that story. So I feel like the feminine has been demonized, even early on as being evil, for wanting to be independent. So if some of you guys are familiar with Lilith and that story, I feel like that could be where you feel like you've been judged in this life for wanting, just being who you are, being comfortable in your shadow, being comfortable in your own skin. You've been demonized for being, to this or to that. So I just feel like you're really embracing who you truly are. Remember, we had the imposter syndrome. If some of you guys have been shamed in this life, I feel like you guys are taking back your power. And this is also very important right now, what's going on in the collective. So I think this is really cool coming up in this reading right now. It's not about, crazy off the charts, completely imbalanced feminism. Remember, it's a nice balance of feminism, but it is about women, taking back certain rights and just honoring themselves in ways that they were not able to before. So I feel like there's some kind of shift here in your energy field. You might be an advocate. You might be somebody who's really, really, very much in that energy of wanting to fight, as a feminine in this collective right now for particular rights. So I feel like this is just a part of the generational shift right now and what's happening in the world for a reason. So there's something beautiful that's available here. Ooh, look, that dark again. So it's a shadow self, repressed fears, weakened state, withdrawn alone. So there's nothing that's going to be cleared unless there's light. Without the dark, you can't have the light, and without the light, you can't have the dark. So I just feel that there is some kind of guardian of the underworld. There's some silver lining. There's something that we're being asked to take a look at from a deeper perspective. And we're learning from something painful here, but we're turning it into something beautiful. We're gaining wisdom from this. And the fact that it says discreet, I just feel like we don't necessarily have to go around preaching or telling everyone. This is something that we can just feel on an energetic level, because I think sometimes people feel like they have to say things. How about just be the change? You don't need to scream it from the rooftops. Honestly, you guys, sometimes people that scream it from the rooftops are some of the most inauthentic, fake people ever. If you have to constantly go around and preaching to everybody, or, posting a million quotes about this or that, then it's like, why not just be it? I understand people want to, motivate other people, but you know what I'm talking about. You know those kinds of people that don't practice what they preach. They're just preaching them. They're not practicing it. They're not actually living it. So there is something about just being the change, being the change. You don't have to announce this. Be the change. Be that energy that you want to see. Be that energy. And I felt something with the masculine, that the masculine is running around being very judgmental and preaching to everyone. And he really needs to withdraw from that. He really needs to go within and examine his own shadows and figure out why he feels the need to lash out like this. That's going to be for maybe one or two of you guys out there, but I feel like this masculine is out of control. And so it's not helping the collective at all. It's not helping to promote peace. It's not helping. It's not helping at all, actually. It's actually making matters worse. It's creating more chaos. So if you guys are seeing your masculine in that energy or in that state, you might even say to yourself, like, you know what? That's something that I don't wish to do. That's not an energy that I wish to be in. So I'm going to go ahead and be in just a different energy. And I feel just that choice to do that really does help to add positivity to the collective. So there's some kind of a shadow or a darkness here that's present that needs to be cleared, needs to be transmuted. All right, let's go ahead and get some affirmations from my Divine Feminine Healing Oracle. Oh, yeah, look at the boundaries again, you guys. Oh my gosh, that's it. So that was connected to the feminine, remember? When it came to her shadow, you can say no. It is okay. You do not have to put up with certain behaviors. You're not being mean. You're not being you are being judgmental to a point because you're making a judgment like that's not good for me. That's not what I want. Okay. But you're not projecting. You're just saying, hey, you know what? This is not for me right now, or this isn't resonating with me. This is not jiving with me. This doesn't seem like this is something that I want to be a part of. You can say no. You can say, stand back. And the thing is, you don't even necessarily have to say these in words. It's your freaking energy. Once you start focusing more on you and empowering yourself, you don't even have to tell people. They just know it. They just feel it because of your shift in your energy or just your shift in your behavior. When you stop calling someone, when you're no longer there for someone, they feel it. So that could be something that you do that's an energetic shift. Broken promise. Okay. So there has been something that's been broken. Earlier, we saw the whole death scene with the masculine and some sort of demise and termination. This could be it. I don't know. But it does say when you're ready, I know that you're going to make things right. You're going to fix this. So we're just kind of walking away with the faith that if something is meant to mend, it will. But if it's either not meant to, or just people can't do the work to put things back together, we can still just say, I'm not going to open myself up to this until you come back with an apology. I mean, there's certain people in my life where I'm just like, come at me correct, and then we'll talk. But if you keep coming to me with the same old energy and the same old BS and nothing's changed, there's just no point. I'm not even going to participate in it. So sometimes people have to come correct. So if, let's just say, this masculine were to come back, but nothing's really changed, or he's not really taking responsibility or even apologizing for what he's done, you can say no, Divine Feminine. That's the most loving thing that you can do for yourself. People need to take accountability. So if they're not taking accountability, you don't have to participate. That is a healthy boundary that you can lay for yourself. And you're not doing this out of spite. You're not doing this as, I'm just going to stay stuck and we're going to just stay in this darkness. No, you're actually creating a shift more towards the light because you are taking care of yourself, because you're stepping into your self-love and self-worth. That is enough of a shift right there to create more light than continued darkness. Because if you were to go back and nothing's changed, you're going to fall back into a slump of darkness. And we have support. I love this. It says, I have faith that the universe is guiding me towards what is best for me. That is the point. That came up earlier. Whatever is meant for you will simply be. We don't have to check up. We don't have to keep score. We don't have to continue to, even just be in this like it's not fair energy. We just need to realize that we're constantly being supported by life. And we also do, though, we need to add to that pot. It's a two-way street, baby. It's not about just the universe and God and whatever you believe in taking care of you all the time. It's about you also adding to that. It's you co-creating in your life. It's not just I'm going to sit back and pray and everything's going to be okay. We got to participate. It's a two-way street. So that is what is available right now for both masculine and feminine. There are shadows to address. There's an opportunity to see the silver lining. There's an opportunity to act in a more peaceful way with the collective. And there is about the power that we have, the power of our word, the power of our energy that is creating shifts. So we can either create positive shifts or negative shifts. And I got to say, you guys, there is something connected to this masculine where he is creating negative shifts. It's not all masculines. I'm not demonizing masculine, but something came up earlier where he is projecting a lot of his crap and ideas and belief systems, but it's coming from a traumatic place. And so until he clears that, he's actually creating more chaos. He creates chaos, not peace. So try to create more peace, not only within yourself, but the collective feminine by doing the work that you need to do, by standing up for yourself, loving yourself, and focusing on you. I love it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and see what are the messages from the higher selves that masculine and feminine have towards one another. So what messages does masculine have for feminine from his higher self? We're going to go ahead and go into my twin flame journey messages, number 2. It all comes down to timing. Love this. So this basically is just, masculine telling feminine here that it's a timing thing. Right now might not be the time, but maybe later on will. Okay, I've thought about reaching out to you, but then I stopped myself. So this is confirming that masculine may have wanted to reach out to feminine. This is where his, let me pull this card here. Where was it? It was inconsistent. Sometimes I think about reaching out to you, but then I don't. There you go. So there's that inconsistency with masculine. It's up and down. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. He doesn't do what he actually wants to do, and that's a huge problem here. I feel too much pressure right now. So this masculine can have a lot of energies here that are coming at him all at once. The pressures of life doesn't feel good, feels fruitless. This is going to obviously create more of an energy of holding back instead of doing what he wants to truly do. And I look at your picture often. So some of you guys, it could be he's looking at a picture that he has of you that you actually, took together or that you gave to him. It could also be, him looking at your picture from afar, as in on social media, if you're on social media. So he chooses to engage with you in a memory rather than in real life. Now, some of you guys are speaking to this masculine, so just take these messages as they resonate for you, but I am getting for the majority of you, you might not be in contact with this masculine. So let's go ahead and see what the message is for feminine to masculine. This is my twin flame journey messages number 1. My mind and my heart always comes back to you, and that's beautiful. Because I just feel like this feminine really does have the masculine in her mind, and she has him in her heart space. And no matter where she goes, she always has him with her. So she's not abandoning him just because she's saying no. She's not abandoning him because she's taking care of herself. So if you don't forget about this masculine, even though you're doing all this other stuff, you're doing your healing, you're living your life, there's a reason, divine feminine. So the thing is, just let it unfold. Wherever it's meant to go, it's going to go. Your words linger in my mind. I feel like this is a little bit of a negative for some. Not all. There are some beautiful words that this masculine once may have said to the feminine, but there are also some terrible things that he has said. It's not going to be for everyone, but for some. And that lingers in your mind. That's that memory. That's that haunting. That's that energy of that scorekeeper of thinking about, you know, something like, you know, is this masculine sorry? Did he get his? Is he getting his karma? There's some of that energy coming through. Oops. I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. Okay. So of course, if there's something that the feminine did, the way that she acted towards this masculine, maybe she feels bad about it now. So if you have responded to something in a negative way, or you took an action, you may feel badly about it now, okay? And for some of you, you may have felt at the time that he deserved it, but maybe as time has gone on, some of you just realize, you know, I just wish I wouldn't have acted that way. I hate that I acted that way. So I'm getting some regret there for some. And we will be together again. So feminine is basically saying that when the timing is right, that her and her masculine will be together again. She feels it. She has faith in that. If it's meant to be, that's what's going to be. Love that energy between you guys. So now we're going to go ahead and end this reading with just the upcoming energies that you guys, like an upcoming shift in this connection. So upcoming shifts in this connection. Where are things headed for this connection? This is the Twin Flame Journey Oracle that I created. Upcoming energetic shifts. Okay, so we have somebody who's hiding. We also have that deceptive energy there. Remember, that was all connected to the snake. We have contemplation. We have signs. I feel like the universe is going to be pointing out signs to both masculine and feminine when it comes to what has gone down or what still needs to be cleared with each other. Whatever we're hiding from, can't hide from it. You might think we can hide from it, but there's too many signs. There's too many signs that won't allow people to hide from the truth. So it's really going to put them into a very contemplative place. I don't know why the cats are fighting so much right now. The hell? This is my Twin Flame Journey Tarot. We have the Page of Cups, message of love. So this to me tells me that there could possibly be some sort of a shift where someone actually wants to reach out with a message of love, maybe an apology, because sometimes that Page of Cups can indicate an apology, a heartfelt message, okay? It's something small, but it's something. Maybe where somebody deceives someone else, there could be an apology here. Maybe where somebody's been hiding for a long period of time, they may message, you know? There's some kind of a shift here. We have the Fool. And that Fool energy is actually connected to the sign of Aquarius as well, because it's ruled by Uranus. And Uranus is freedom. It really frees. It releases something. It activates something here. So I feel like, not for everyone. Hey, stop! Not for everybody, but I feel like for some of you guys, there's going to be a message that comes through in the future that's going to create an opportunity to shift and activate in a whole new way. Beautiful. You guys are ridiculous. And we have the Ace of Cups. So the fact that we have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups is a really good indication, you guys, of a message of love or an offer of love in the future. And I feel like you guys will start to receive a lot of signs when the time is near. So as far as timing is concerned, I don't really like to get too much into that. But I feel like, you know, of course, with the major arcana card here of Aquarius, it could be an Aquarius season. Now, this is the full moon in Aquarius. It's not Aquarius season. Aquarian season is going to be in, I think, what is it? January, February. Yeah, January, February. And then we also have Page of Cups, which is Pisces. So it kind of makes sense. Maybe Aquarian Pisces season. So this could be sometime next year. Now, this doesn't mean it couldn't happen before then. But I'm just saying, like, if you guys were kind of hard pressing me for maybe a time frame here, it could be at that period of time. But yes, there's definitely some sort of a shift. It's a loving shift. It's a higher vibrational shift, and it really releases people from very heavy energy. Okay, so we're now going to go ahead and top off this reading with the Twin Flame Angel Numbers deck that I created, and just see what Spirit wants you to know about the future. Ooh, we have 666. Step into your inner child as a way of addressing old wounds and restoring a sense of wonderment. Now, that did come up for the feminine. Remember, it was about her doing inner child work, looking in the mirror, doing some sort of work. And why? Because we're addressing old wounds and we're also honoring our inner child. So I feel like doing that work is going to actually create some of this shift. And that could be for both feminine and masculine. I love it. 711. Progress is being made in your connection despite what you're seeing in the 3D world. So a lot of you guys might not look at the actual 3D world and be seeing any kind of change, but there is something going on an internal level for sure. There is something going on here. Progress is being made. And we have 15, 15. There it is, the signs. That just confirms it right there. You're going to start seeing signs and information that comes to you in books, songs, and names, and of course numbers. So pay attention, because that's really going to help you realize that this message or this positive shift is coming with this particular masculine. Okay, so be on the lookout for all of those things, you guys. So anyways, I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I think on, what are we on, Wednesday? I think on Friday, I'm going to go ahead and do a reading that is going to be based on a person that, you know, you just have interest in, person that you've met, and you just feel some kind of a spark, or you feel something kind of magnetically pulling you towards that person. And we're going to take a look and see, what is it? What is this connection? What is it all about? I don't know. I haven't really done a reading like that before. I've always based it on someone that you have an existing connection with, but not somebody that maybe you've just met or you cross paths, but you don't really know this person, but you feel something. I don't know. I felt drawn to do a reading like that. So if you guys are interested in that, I think I'm going to do that for Friday. And as far as maybe Sunday, because what I'm doing usually is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday seems to be my posting schedule. I might do like a Saturday instead of a Sunday somewhere on the weekends, but that seems to be what I'm doing right now, just about four longer readings a week. So I don't know if you guys are noticing that I used to do a bunch of small crap, and I really wanted to do deep, in-depth, longer readings on my YouTube channel, because you guys are loving it. And of course, it feels good to do things that you guys love. And I, of course, love doing these longer readings because I could just really get into the energy. It really inspires me. It really just, I don't know, I just love it. So I'm really glad to be back to doing what I love doing. And I'm glad you guys are responding in a very positive way, despite a few frickin' trolls, but whatever. I'm just going to basically try to block them out of my energy field. They can pretty much fuck off. So anyways, you guys, thanks for watching. And if you guys enjoyed this video, if you would please be so kind to give it a thumbs up, maybe a heart or a comment in the comment section. That would be fantastic. All right, you guys, thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.